Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today I am so excited to be joined on voice by none other than TSM Pro OP Sam, right from Germany. How you doing, Sam?
Hi Ash, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So excited to have you on in today's video. We're going to be talking about the new and improved or recently buffed Magic Archer. Is he viable again? And we're also going to take a look at a 12-win Grand Challenge that you just played right now. Today, guys, we're doing something a little bit different. It's 2019, trying new things here on the channel. Let me know what you think of this format where I have Sam on voice right after he just did a 12-win or attempted a 12-win. And instead of asking him questions while he plays live, we're going to kind of do it watching the live matches as I recorded it so I can actually ask him more questions and he can provide more succinct strategy feedback to you guys. So let me know if you like the format or if you don't in the comments below. So Sam, before we hop into the actual gameplay of this deck, and before we even talk about the deck actually, tell me this, man. You are known as one of the most prolific and innovative deck creators in the game. So when you go ahead and try to make a brand new deck, maybe talk to us a little bit about the process and how it relates to my viewers out there when they're trying to find the perfect deck for them.
So first of all, what you want to do is find out the archetype and win condition that you want to build a deck with. Then you can just compare top decks that already exist, for example, in top ladder or in tournaments where somebody finished first, and can just use them to see like which cards they're using, and then you like copy it and use some of your favorite cards or something just to make the deck even better.
Yeah, like I like that, like putting in some of your favorite, most confident cards in there as well. That makes a lot of sense. Are there some cards, like when you're building a ladder deck versus say a deck for CRL, are there any main differences between a trophy pushing deck and or main kind of cards that you will never use in trophy pushing or never use in challenges, or is it just really dependent on the archetype?
It really depends on the archetype. And later you like have to play decks that are consistent and don't lose too many. So it's like many defensive decks in ladder, while you can play pretty much anything in competitive.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's good advice. Now talk about the deck that we have today, and you guys can see it on the screen right now. It's Magic Archer with Royal Hogs. I thought when I reached out to you for a Magic Archer deck, I thought you might use that Barbarian Hut deck, but you like this one better. It's the dual lane Royal Hogs Magic Archer deck. So why do you like this deck, Sam?
I had a lot of success with it in CRL, so it's just one of my favorite decks. Also, it just came back to the meta with the Valkyrie buff and the Magic Archer buff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The original didn't have the Valkyrie in it, right? I believe?
Yeah, the Ruben deck, he built the deck first, I believe, and he had Royal Ghost in it.
Okay. I like the new and improved Valkyrie and Magic Archer. Well, we're going to talk more about this deck, guys. Let's go ahead and hop into the first match if you are ready, Sam.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Go now. And yeah, talk, you know, this is the first match here of the Grand Challenge, guys. And he's currently at 9-1 with a signature picking your nose emote. Let's discuss the most important thing first here, Sam. Is that your favorite emote in the game? I noticed that you use it. Yeah, okay. So right off the bat here, you split Rascals in the back, and I do want to talk more about Magic Archer and stuff, specifically his role in this deck. But what about splitting Rascals in the back? I find that you do that a lot in your gameplay, and is it just because you're setting up the Royal Hog play like we just saw there?
Yeah, for example, also I think I didn't have anything else in cycle, like a low elixir card, so I just had to play my Rascals because I'm a player that doesn't want to wait long.
And in Royal Hogs 2, as we saw there, we split them at the very beginning of this match, and as you said, it was a bit hand-dependent for you. But also, I noticed that you almost always split the Royal Hogs unless you have a tower very, very low on HP from the opponent. And talk a little bit about the splitting versus non-splitting strategy and why you prefer to split your Royal Hogs.
So in the beginning of the game, you want to split your Royal Hogs just so they can just counter one lane and build a big counter push. If you split them, they have to defend both lanes and can't build a big counter push, and you can defend that easily. When you want to go in one lane is if, for example, one tower is like a 1.2 health or something, so you just don't keep splitting your damage. Because if he only attacks one tower of yours and you split your damage, you might end up losing.
Okay, that's good advice. So you said 1.2, so meaning like 1,000 to 1,200 is when you'll start to focus on Royal Hog's same lane versus split?
Yeah, but it also always depends on the matchup.
Of course. And what if they have like Valkyrie and Fireball or something, like two pretty good counters to your Hogs? Are you still gonna split at that point and just kind of wait to see if you can get them out of cycle, or?
If they have Fireball and Valkyrie, you should always split, except if you outcycle both cards.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, makes sense. So now here we are with 45 seconds or so left in this match here. You're using your Magic Archer for the first time. Talk a little bit about the new Magic Archer and specifically his role in this deck, if you could, Sam.
In this deck, it's more like defensive, and just if you can't really break through, the Magic Archer is just gonna put in some work and get some damage, chip damage. For example, if you, I would have Magic Archer to P.E.K.K.A. or something, or if they have Tombstone, you can just kill it. Or for example, here with the Dart God, I think the new the Magic Archer is just like before it got nerfed. When Royal Hogs were meta, the only bad thing is that Royal Hogs got nerfed and didn't get buffed again, so Magic Archer is a bit worse now.
Yeah. So yeah, Magic Archer, I believe like the buff that he recently got put him like halfway a bit where he used to be, but even that said, it's definitely noticeable. I'm wondering if you guys, my viewers, have any thoughts on the new Magic Archer. So now kind of we're in overtime here. Talk a little bit about this matchup and what's kind of going on through your head right now. Obviously, you're in the driver's seat here and you go finally same lane with the Royal Hogs.
Honestly, I believe this matchup is pretty good for me just because I have Tombstone and he has Batarang. Also, I got my Mega Minion and he doesn't really have anything for it except of E-Wiz.
And at this point in the match, you're just going to, I mean, you could just spell cycle out here if you wanted to. I don't believe you do, but you know. So yeah, here, I mean, it was just basically a case of this entire matchup, you playing really good defense, and then just kind of picking and choosing your spots with the Royal Hogs. And there it is, the Poison Royal Hogs. I think this ends it for you, right? I think so, yeah.
I don't think so. I think I need one more poison.
Oh, okay. One more poison. So yeah, just hold on for life here. Yeah, this is kind of it wasn't an intense match, but it did take a while for you to kind of chip away. And I guess that's a good talking point here too, is with this deck, do you find that this is the type of deck where you might go into overtime a little bit more than other decks, especially if you're playing it, you know, against a matchup like this? Or is it, you know, like, talk a little bit about the pacing of this deck.
Yeah. So I would not go in too hard, so you would like basically go always into overtime except if the enemy makes some mistakes. But it always depends on the matchup. If, for example, if he doesn't have log or bob barrel, you can just abuse it and with your Rascals and win easily.
Yeah. Okay. So it's all matchup dependent. Let me throw a few as we're into the next match here against Gerald from North Rebellion. Let me throw a few like hypothetical situations at you. So how do you respond in this deck if they drop? Let's talk about beatdown for a second. If they drop a Lava Hound in the back, what are you going to do, given that you have a hand, you know, the appropriate hand?
If I have the appropriate hand, I would just Royal Hogs on the other lane to punish them. If I don't have the appropriate hand, you could just play something in the back, like Magic Archer, Mega Minion, or Rascals.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, I don't know, you have to, like, kind of...
You're screwed.
Just, yeah, Valkyrie bridge or something.
Okay, yeah, because here it is right here. So he drops a Lava Hound in the back. So just talk us through the decision-making process that you make right now.
Right there, I don't have my Royal Hogs in cycle. So I was like, what am I doing?
So you're forced to Valkyrie. I remember this. Yeah. So
I had no choice. I had to do something.
Yeah, so you play the Magic Archer in front of the King Tower, then he poisons, and I believe you're going to lose this Mega Minion too, so it's not exactly what you wanted.
Unfortunately, my Mega Minion died in poison too, but poison should take it out.
Yeah, so defensive poison seems to be like, this was basically the worst case scenario. He played Lava Hound, you didn't have your Royal Hogs in cycle. So you're forced to kind of put pressure with a Valkyrie awkwardly and one girl Rascal. You would already use your Rascals, but you're still able to defend all right here. And then there comes, now you're picking your nose and thinking about what you want to do next. So at this point, is your cycle, like, okay, now are you trying to fix your cycle to make sure that you have the Royal Hogs now? Well, obviously you do.
Yeah. I didn't play my Royal Hogs just because he had already a Tombstone down, and I was just waiting for him to play something so I could punish.
And talk a little bit about that Magic Archer right there in the middle, because I noticed you play him right there a lot.
Yeah, because it always takes out the Tombstone, and if you place Royal Hogs right into a Tombstone, you're not going to do anything. So you always got to take out the Tombstone first.
What if that wasn't a Tombstone? What if it was a Furnace? Or what if it was a cannon or something, or a Tesla? Would you still play that Magic Archer there to help snipe it away?
Yes.
Okay.
If the Tesla is down and the Magic Archer cannot hit it,
did you see that Magic Archer getting that shot off on the tower right there? Oh, man! Dude, that was sick Magic Archer usage right there in this match. So that went a lot better. The split Royal Hogs, you had the Rascals split to the left, you had the Magic Archer kind of at his perch there. So it really, really worked out, and you're able to poison out here with just a nick of time, about 1 second left, a few ticks, and you would have been tied up there. So GG's on match number 2. Let's go ahead and hop into match number 3 here, or match number, I guess, 12, going for the 12th win. All right, here we go into the next match here. Now, you're going for the 12th win here in this match against Alex Skywalker. So let's talk a deck strategy for a bit, and this is one of those things where I think it might be easier talking to you on voice right after you played rather than while you're actually playing. So talk with this, a deck like this, the dual lane pressure archetype with Magic Archer in there, Royal Hogs obviously, and Rascals too. What are some like maybe common mistakes with this deck that you see people making?
Common mistake is that people just go too aggressive with the Royal Hogs. Often I see people playing Royal Hogs on bridge first play just like it would be a Hog Rider. Okay. You should never do that just because you don't know what the enemy's playing, and it's like they could counter it pretty much always.
Yeah, and there's the Mega Knight deck. So this, you already know you're going to have your work kind of cut out for you, but it's not a loss by any stretch of the imagination. And so common mistakes are just being too aggressive, especially with the Royal Hogs, especially playing them in one lane, guys. You're going to want to split them just like Sam does in his matches here. Now, what about Alex? What other maybe important cards are there in this deck to make sure you're not just cycling? Like, I imagine Valkyrie might be one of them. Would you ever like cycle a Valkyrie in the back for no reason?
No, I would rarely do that.
Yeah, you prefer the Rascals split in the back. That seems to be your go-to.
Yeah, Rascal split in the back is always not bad. It's like always a good play.
And then here you go again with the Royal Hogs and the Magic Archer. And I asked you on the last match, and oh, go ahead.
I kind of messed up my Rascals placement here. Like, I wanted the Rascals split, so the Rascal boy walks in front and the Royal Hogs gonna stay behind, but it didn't quite work out, and I think that's like one of the big mistakes I made in this match.
Yeah, that was a really good identification, and you know, well, there's 55 seconds left. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but obviously things are looking pretty rough right now. So you think if you know, upon watching back here, do you think that was your main mistake, that split Rascals?
Yeah, probably. I think I just went too aggressive right there.
Yeah.
I thought I had a little bit more elixir lead, but I was wrong.
Okay. And there comes the Mega Knight again. Very difficult to make a comeback against a deck like this, right? It's not like, you know, it's not like you can't win against it, but making a comeback is going to be really difficult getting through that Mega Knight because you can always kind of save it there. You play that Rascals there and avoid or evade, I guess, the Mega Knight hit, but with 19 seconds, 15 seconds ticking down the clock here, there's really no way that you can make a comeback here. So we make it a true grand challenge. Can Sam finish this grand challenge off with 12 wins? Well, it wouldn't be the first time I brought you a video if he failed, so we'll go ahead and find out in the next match.
So the main problem with his deck was that he just has Mega Knight and it's such a hard counter to the Royal Hogs. And also his deck was very cheap with Spear Gobs and Skeleton Barrel Miner, all cards below 3 elixir.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to cut there, but might as well not. So, yeah, here we go. This is the real 12th match here. So, kind of walk us through your decision-making and your thought process in this match here, Sam. You start with the Tombstone. I assume that's like the best starting play for you.
Yeah, Tombstone in the starting hand is always good.
And then Magic Archer in the back in another Lava Hound. So you have a chance to give us another
Punish.
example of how to handle. Yeah.
Yeah, now I had my Royal Hogs in hand and could punish perfectly. Like,
Okay.
that's the play you want to do.
And
You do
he's
not
playing.
want to split. Because if you split, he's gonna kill the one lane behind the lava, and the troops he defended with are gonna support his lava push.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We talked about always splitting Royal Hogs, but that would be the exception to the rule if you're pressuring opposite lane. Now, what about if he drops a Golem in the back of the King Tower? How would you go all Royal Hogs opposite lane again, or would you split in that
Yeah,
situation? Okay.
always. Like, as I said, he could just defend the one lane where his golem is, and all the troops he defended with are gonna support his golem and make his push even stronger.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So here in this match, you know, you have your rotation kind of set. You split Rascals here. This might be a dumb question, but why do you decide to split the Boy Rascal right there? Like, what makes you decide which way to split the Boy Rascal?
Mm, I know that he's going for the left side, so I like usually want to go for the right
Put a little
because
pressure.
he can just defend my Rascal Boy on the left, and yeah, example, it's for the pressure.
And it works out here, and your Girl Rascal's taking care of that Lumberjack, allowing you to not have to respond to it on the counter push. So let's see how you handle the defense on the left. You have Mega Minion, you have Poison, you have Rascals, I think.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
here I wanna distract the baby dragon so I can just use my Mega Minion to kill it, and now it's perfect poison to kill Flying Machine.
Beautiful. Yeah, and that was a beautiful Valkyrie, too. I really like that. And then he does have his Mega Minion alive, but the Rascals are so good on defense. I really think that Rascals are, I don't know, underrated is the right word, but they're definitely one of like the unsung heroes in Clash right now. Do you agree? What do you think of Rascals in general?
Yeah, I agree. It's, for example, also with the Bob Barrel, which is like super meta right now. If you play Rascals far in defense, they cannot hit it with the Bob Barrel, and they're getting so much value.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let me kind of run down a few cards just to get your thoughts here. We have 10 seconds almost on the clock here, and you have a lot of damage on that right tower. So all you really have to do is just defend and put some pressure, try to maybe get a poison, and you do on that Flying Machine. So this one's kind of in the bag. Congratulations, Sam, on the 12 win. But let me ask you this, and here comes the Royal Hogs down too. Let me ask you about just rapid fire here before we end the video. What do you think about a few of the cards that were balanced? You already said that Barbarian Barrel you think is still going to be meta. Magic Archer clinches it for the win there. So let me ask you about, what do you think about Heal?
I'm actually not super sure about heal. I don't think it will be in many decks. I think main and Three Musketeers, but somebody's got to build a good Three Musketeer heal deck first, and
Okay.
maybe also in Mortar.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of like, I thought the heal was going to be a thing because one elixir is so valuable, but I don't know. I haven't seen a
Yeah.
deck where I'm like, wow, that's a game changer, you know? What about Battle Ram and Bar Barrel? Do you think they're both still like meta and viable?
Uh, yeah. I mean, the Battle Ram change didn't change too much because most of the time the Battle Ram doesn't even connect to the tower. It's just the two barbarians that pop out and are so strong.
Hmm. Yeah.
And Bob Barrel nerf, I think it wasn't strong enough. It's just the same as a log, and you get a Bavarian out of it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 100% with you. And my last card, actually two cards I want to ask you about, is Ram Rider and Freeze. You have an interesting opinion on Freeze, so why don't you start there, Sam?
I think freeze the balance of freeze now is pretty good. Well, you disagree.
Yeah. I'm a Freeze hater right now, but I found it really interesting talking to you earlier offline that you actually think it's pretty balanced. So maybe it's kind of, you know, I liked hearing from different opinions and different point of views because it gives me kind of like maybe I am overreacting a little bit. And I think that, you know, I still do think, I stand by that I think it's a little bit on the strong side. But I do say that Freeze is interesting because when a card goes from not really that viable to viable, I think we have a tendency to overreact sometimes. That, oh my God, it's killing the game. But in reality, it's just, you know, it hasn't been used this much, but it's still not maybe unhealthy. But either way, I think that we kind of agree to disagree there, but I like at least hearing your opinion. And then Ram Rider. Oh, go ahead, yeah, on Freeze too.
Yeah, I wanted to say something to Ram Rider. Like, Freeze the same as Ram Rider. When Ram Rider first came out and I saw like it stopping a whole balloon, they just overreact. But the fact is that Ram Rider hasn't been played in many decks recently, and it's like doesn't have a really strong win rate. It's not in top ladder. It's not in many tournaments.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I was wrong on Ram Rider. I thought it was actually going to be at least meta, at least viable. But you like the card though, right? Didn't you say?
Yeah, I like it. I think the 2 seconds, what's it called, stun, might be pretty OP, but the other stats are weak, so it's kind of balanced.
I gotcha. So maybe on a rework, maybe you take that snare down a little bit to maybe 1 second, and then give the other stats a boost to kind of, you know, make it a little bit, Okay.
That's what Supercell should do.
I like it, man. I like it, Sam. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on the channel, man. Any announcements or official plans for 2019 CRL, or is that kind of still being negotiated and up in the air?
I can't say anything to that. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Okay, man. Well, thank you so much again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Check out Sam's player stats and information along with his Twitch channel, which I hope he streams more in the future, Sam.
Not possible.
Not possible?
My Wi-Fi is too bad. It always lags.
Okay. Well, you know, fingers crossed that sometime in the future you can resolve that, or your internet provider can. But guys, check out Sam's player stats profile and his Twitter information in everything in all the show notes in the description below. And a shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Thank you for watching, guys, and as always, take care, guys.